Mr. Patrick Muyaya, Minister of Communications and Media, as well as governance spokesperson of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Hello.
Hello.
The M23 rebels, they took Goma, they took the city of Bukavu, and they are further going down to the south and to the north. And the president of the country, Felix Tshisekedi, he has promised a rigorous response to this rebellion. So what does this response consist of?
The first thing you have to mention is that it's not M23, it's Rwanda different forces. That's the first thing. I want to put that point clear, because you've been hearing people calling M23, M23. M23 doesn't have this ammunition. M23 doesn't have this technology to come to fight inside DRC territory. That's the first point. The second point, of course, what the president says, we are working on that. We are working on that on different fronts. The war is not just only on a military level. The war is on diplomatic level too, even on mediatic level. As we've been watching, as you know, that Rwanda is a body of lies. Every single day they keep spreading fake news and all those disinformation they've been doing, what we call in our language Rwandan poison. Even in that front, we are fighting with them. We have judiciary front. We received in the past days Karim Khan, who is the head of International Criminal Court. We came here in DRC because there is a need for us to have a justice, a really quick justice, because we need to condemn all the perpetrator of this massacre. If you look at very well the way Rwandan army is acting, it's just horrible. Yeah. They keep bombing displaced camp, attacking hospitals, killing innocent people, killing artists, etc. Yeah. This cannot continue just to be like it used to be in the past. This time, among solutions we have, one part is justice, and we're gonna work on that ourselves inside the territory with the Congolese justice, with International Criminal Court, and with the process.
Yeah, but talking about the military side, the DRC has tripled its military spending in the last 3 years. So how to explain that city after city is falling to the hands of the rebels?
You know, the situation is complex, especially when you have to speak about our military. Don't forget that this army was led at the beginning after the fall of Mobutu by James Kabarebe, who is a Rwandan military who is now under sanction from the United States. That's the first point. And then after the Sun City agreement between all the different parties, rebellion, etc., we had what we call in French mixage and brassage. It means that we mixed all those military coming from Rwandan side, especially from RCD, from MLC, and from the regular army during Kabila's period. And when you mix all this, it becomes something. It's something very complicated.
But it's already the second term of the president of the Republic. So why didn't he manage to sort it out?
You cannot think that you can finish all the reform for the military, for the army, in 5 years. We started doing that. Why do you think the President Kagame decided to attack and to do this war in DRC? Because he's witnessing the way things are changing, not only for the military, but the way things are changing, especially if you look at today, we have free education program, we have 145 territories program, we have this program coming with health system. All those progress we are making, I don't think President Kagame is happy with that. That's why he decided to attack, to make sure he can put pressure on that, so we're gonna get back from the reform we've been implementing to make sure we have a strong army.
The president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, he never says that he's supporting the rebels, but there are multiple reports, and he's always saying that the rebels, they have a legitimate goal, and this is the problem of the FDLR, which is a militia consisting of former genocidaires, and a couple of days, some of them, they were brought to Rwanda by the rebels. Does this show that there's still a threat on Congolese soil?
No, please, we need to make sure. I'm just coming back on what I have said before. Rwanda is a country of lies. Remember the last time the President Kagame did an interview in CNN, he was asked about the presence of his troop in DRC. What did he say? I don't know. It's clear that he knows better than anyone that yes, he's soldier in DRC. Some of them are dying here. A lot of them who don't even deserve a funeral or a normal burying once they get back in their country. That's the first point. The second point, what we have seen the last Saturday is the proof of lies. Or can you imagine someone who's been fighting for 30 years, as the President Kagame keeps saying? Or can you have this cloth he was wearing, this uniform he was wearing from military? It's clear. It was just for media, just for him to find a reason to justify why he's attacking and killing our population first. Don't forget that between 1998 to 2000, 2001, this part, 2000, 2003, this part of country was led by RCD. RCD is not different from M23 today because everything RCD had was coming from Rwanda. What did they do to defeat all those FDLR? What we have done since the President Tshisekedi is in position is to get some of them to send them back in Rwanda. And even one of them who been presented last January as an FDLR we came back in Rwanda, they show him again. It means that for the President Kagame, he should always find a pretext to make sure he's attacking DRC. But even on that questions, we know that FDLR, of course there is some of them, because there is 200,000 refugees, Rwandan refugees in DRC. And if some of them has those kind of ambition, how many they are? Less than 115, less than 1,500. It's not me saying it. It was the former Rwandan ambassador in Kinshasa. Because we've been working together with them to identify the threat. Okay? And then for those people, even if we need, once we went in Rwanda, we put all those questions on the table. Why the President Kagame didn't show up on December 15 to finish all this? Because there was a common plan of plan de désengagement et plan de neutralisation. There was a plan between both countries to tackle the issue of FDLR. Why he didn't come? Why he didn't show up? Because his agenda is to continue to loot our mineral resources.
A couple of UN reports have shown that there are cases of collaboration between the Congolese army and these FDLR forces.
Let me tell you one thing. There is some of our top generals who are still in jail today because they were caught collaborating with them. Okay, it means that we don't deny the problem, but that's why we went in Rwanda. We agree that we have to finish that. So please tell me, there is FDLR in Bukavu, and everything we can say, we should all of us remember that those FDLR are Rwandan first. Do you think all of them must be killed to make sure Kagame is happy? Since the President Kagame is there, how many times with our government, with our army, we attack those people? 6 times. Sometimes with them, sometimes ourselves. This menace will never finish because the FDLR are not a threat for the President Kagame. What the President Kagame wants is always to find a reason to keep his hands in mineral resources in DRC, because that's what makes his country lives.
Talking about minerals, the president of the DRC, Felix Tshisekedi, he was recently in the New York Times interview, and he said that the DRC has minerals and that other countries such as the USA, they should buy these minerals directly in Congo or not in Rwanda. And by some, this was interpreted as some kind of offer to say there might be a chance to get access to these minerals, and in counterpart, there might be security guarantees for the DRC.
So what we are doing first is to diversify our partner. And nothing is bad if among those partners we want to exploit our mineral resources, we have Americans. I think that was the main idea for the president. In here, actually, we have Chinese, we have Japanese, we have other country from, I think, from India or from Switzerland. We are working with mineral resources. How come we cannot have American? Of course, if they want. That's normal for the president, who is the first, what I can say, the first person who need to present his country potentials. It is in his right to say that, look, we have mineral resources here. If you are interested, you can come to discuss with us. You know what is happening now? Because Rwanda keeps stealing, and other companies working with Rwandan side are doing it in bad way, because those minerals are linked to assassination of innocent people, linked to massacre, linked to all those bad things. What we've been doing is to clean all the process. That's one of the reasons President Kagame is doing his war, because we start cleaning the process to keep control of our mineral resources.
Would it be possible to think of a kind of deal between the DRC and the United States of America, where the United States will get access to minerals, and in return there might be security guarantees? Is something you can think about?
It will depend of the discussion between two parties.
But you don't rule it out?
Any interest. It will be, of course, discussion. One thing is clear in DRC, we need, of course, to have security. If this security can come from some partnership with United States, it's not bad.
The United Kingdom, Canada and Germany, for example, they already cut development spending, and the European Union is still a little bit reluctant concerning very drastic measures. So what do you expect from them to do now?
We are expecting them to act as they have to do. We saw an example of an aggression in Europe. We have seen the answer Europeans gave to this aggression. We are in the same kind of questions. So why they are not acting as they acted for Europe? The sanction, of course, we appreciate the first movement, but all of them knows that it's not enough. Even President Kagame, when he was explaining why he's attacking DRC, and he says that even sanction won't stop him from doing what he's doing. It's clear that he has no respect for international law, and European Union cannot tolerate this kind of behavior. That's why they should take more actions to make sure, once it's done, President Kagame remove quickly his military troop inside our country, because it's not the place they have to be. This must be clear. And we are happy to see that the movement started. We want the movement to get stronger, so he can take out his military in our country.
What are the precise sanctions that you'd like to see?
I don't have the panel of the different kind of sanctions, but I think some of the top diplomats from European Union and all who've been working on that question knows what they can do. Why? It's not just cancel the aid, but we can look even in the portfolio of World Bank in Rwanda. We can cut. It's not just only those kind of sanctions, but today we are putting pressure on a football team like Bayern de Munich, like Paris Saint-Germain or Arsenal or NBA. They cannot continue to collaborate with a country who doesn't have any respect for human rights, who doesn't have any respect even for children, because the children are on daily basis kidnapped. They are raping women. How come a country like this can continue to cooperate with all those clubs? Where's the ethic? Where's more? There is a need today from European country to act in all ways to stop what Kagame is doing in DRC.
And you ask the same thing concerning other countries such as Turkey, China and Russia, which are also partners of Rwanda?
It's clear that those countries should consider to act against Rwanda, because what Rwanda have done is just unacceptable. You cannot attack your neighbor country, and they did on Sunday. they start killing people in displaced camp, killing babies, such an horror. Which country can accept those kind of acts? None. Neither China, neither Turkey. So they should, in their level, take actions against President Kagame so he can stop behaving the way he's behaving. Because you know what the risk is to have a permanent war between two countries. Because what is happening today, our children are witnessing. Every Congolese is watching it. Don't think we won't react if this is not stopped. This has to stop, and stop quickly. Because if it doesn't stop, we will be in this kind of cycle, which is not good because it's...
How could such a reaction from the Congolese side could look like?
In discussion, Congolese people are reacting already. And I think you are witnessing the mobilization of Congolese people all over the world. They are speaking. As I was explaining you before, we will act on all levels, in level of diplomacy, in level of military, in level of justice and media, and all the level. But what people has to know today is that we, DRC, we are committed to peace because we need to continue to build our country. The guy who wants war is President Kagame. If he didn't want war, he should have come in Rwanda on December 15, and today we won't have this sad story we are having now. We are in that condition because one guy decided to go against all international principles because he want to keep his hand on our mineral resources and continue to loot as he's been doing for the past 30 years. And this has to stop.